everyone, welcome back to the channel, my show. I don't have a name for the show yet. I guess I'll call it Pop Talk with Johnson. And here's me again with my coffee cup mug. Yeah. I only drink black coffee, but I'm really wired. I had like no sleep. But right today we are gonna talk about Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia, one of the best albums of 2020, and personally I feel like it is pop perfection, and it is the best pop album of 2020. Come at me. And like, what's funny is I wasn't like a huge Dua Lipa fan like before. Like I loved I Don't Give a and New Rules was a good song, and yeah, but like and like I it all started with like me seeing like when she released like what is that called? Don't Start Now, the music video. I played it for like a few seconds and then I was like, I don't like this era. Not a great song. Whatever. And then fast forward when she released the album in 2020, and the first thing I listened to was Levitating, and I was like, okay, I like the bass, I like the beats, I love everything that's happening, I love her vocals, and like, I was like, oh my gosh, has Dua Lipa finally found her sound? And then I listened to Hallucinate, and I was like, okay, this is also a bop. 2 in a row, we're doing great. And then I heard Physical, and I was like, this is another bop. This is so good. She has finally found her sound, and I am sure that this whole album will be so good, and I was so right about that. And like, my favorites just kept changing like throughout, like, every few weeks or something. I would like loop one song and then switch to another song, and then I loop that because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a little tired of this song, but this other song is like so loopable, like Breaking My Heart. Oh my gosh, such a good song. And then eventually I went back to the beginning to like, Levitating, and like, and then I listened, I gave Don't Start Now another chance, and it's one of my top 5 Dua Lipa songs ever. And like during this whole time too, like the 2020 era of Dua Lipa, she released a full like movie basically of like her remixes of the entire album with the Blessed Madonna, and it was so good. All the animated stuff was beautiful, and I watched it like, probably more than 10 times, like entirely. And then like she went on to release like a Moonlight edition of Future Nostalgia, and I was like, yes, I hope that she, release like that one like unreleased song that I listened to like on loop that featured Normani. I forgot what it's called. I am so tired right now. It's not We're Good. It's I bet we're hiding those people cloud nine. Well, whatever that song is, but like solo version is good. But I liked the one with Normani way more. And my neighbor is being loud or something, but or I'm being loud and they're like annoyed about it. But that song that had Normani originally on it was so good. It's so good. and I was so happy that it's on the Moonlight edition of Future Nostalgia. And yeah, there is no hot take. Um, Future Nostalgia is pure pop perfection, and as someone who has loved pop music for so long, I love this. This is perfection, and it's something that we don't like usually see in like pop music, especially because an artist will release like an album. There will be a bunch of there will be a few singles and like a bunch of album songs that's like mediocre sounding and stuff. And like I don't remember the last time where I loved like an entire album this much. Since like Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Like I loved that album. That album was almost perfection. I loved it. Most of the songs on it too. But then there was like some slow songs like Pearl. Like I like that song, or like not like the movies. I like that song as well, but like it was not like pop songs as well either. They were like typical album songs. They were great still. They had really good meanings in them, but like not a full pop album. And like based on like the 6 or 7 singles that Katy Perry released on the Teenage Dream album, I was expecting her to be like, if you have this much like pop songs, you might as well just like finish it off with like pop songs. But I digress. It's not a perfect world. The whole album was great in overall. I still love it. I still like recommend it to people, but like Future Nostalgia is just pure pop all around, and it's just so good. And it's like, how do you make music so good? Like you gotta have like good producers. You gotta have like good lyricists, and like Dua Lipa's voice have never sounded so good on an album. And I really wish that 2020 COVID pandemic didn't happen, because I would have loved to see her tour with this album and like get the promotion that it deserves. Like she does like late night shows with Jimmy Fallon and stuff, or like oh my gosh, that reminds me of the Studio 2054 concert. Loved it. Watched it at least 5 times entirely. Her vocals she definitely lost her voice during that whole show, or before that whole show even, like weeks building up to like 2054 Studio 2054. I could already tell that she was not gonna be perfect vocally live, but she did her best, and I'm surprised that, because like when she just started the show too, like you can already hear her hoarse voice, and like I was surprised that it didn't get worse throughout the whole show either. So that was a good surprise that her voice just got better. And like one of the amazing things that's from Studio 2054 was her singing Real Groove with Kylie Minogue. Like I love that song too. Like Kylie Minogue, Real Groove is perfection, is pop perfection. And like I was looping it for weeks before Studio 2054, and I was like telling myself like, what would make 2020 even better is if Dua Lipa jumped on Real Groove with Kylie Minogue, because like Dua Lipa was killing it with like this pop disco revival and stuff, and like Kylie Minogue was also doing a pop disco revival, and like it would have been like perfection if they did a song together, specifically Real Groove, and they did it, and my mind was so blown, and like it was one of the happiest nights of 2020 for me, and like, and then they, but like that was enough, obviously, because like you can barely hear Dua Lipa's like voice on, when she's sung with Kylie Minogue during the Studio 54 concert. So later at the end of the year, they released like a full recorded version, and like it was a dream come true. Dua Lipa's team was doing all the right things, and I hope she keeps that up. And she, I really, I really hope that Dua Lipa like feels personally like she's finally found like a voice and like a sound that she can like, say that it's her own, and it's something that she will like continue to do, because this disco revival, modern stuff, future nostalgia stuff is so good, and I need more of it. Like I will keep looping future nostalgia until there's like, more future nostalgia perfection. um but let me take a sip of this coffee. I've been on a tangent, and it's only because I think, you know people are reaping themselves of happiness if they don't ever like try to listen to future nostalgia, because it is pure happiness. It's a dance party. It's a crying club kind of vibe. um and it's just a huge party jam, you know and if COVID didn't like exist, I would have loved to go to the club and just dance to it and freak out with other people who loves future nostalgia as well. I love to dance, I love to sing, and like I would have loved to see, experience this on a dance floor with other people. That would have been perfection, but here we are. 2021. um Hopefully when everything dies down, we can get back into the club and cry our hearts out to future nostalgia, instead of just doing it alone in our bedrooms and to ourselves, you know. Anyways, I am done here. I had too much coffee. I had like 5 cups or something. I haven't slept. But until next time, thanks for watching. I'm gonna talk about more pop culture stuff on this channel. Like, comment, subscribe, or something. Okay. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye.